Hello and welcome to the second episode in our series of World Cup podcasts. Today we're going to be looking at Group G, so hello, hola, and assalamu alaikum. Of course, to talk about Group G, I'm joined once again by football expert extraordinaire, Tom Robson.
Hello Rob, good to be here.
As always, it's good to be joined by you.
I'm not sure what the expert extraordinaire was.
But you know more than me, so that's all that matters. And again, we have a special guest, a man who's been here before, a young man called Billy.
Yes, indeed, I'm back again.
Back again.
I'm happy to be here, as always.
It's very good to see you, Billy.
Fantastic. So let's get right into these teams. Of course, we've got Tunisia, Panama, Belgium, and England to talk about. And I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss about England.
We always do.
Let's start with a hitherto relatively unknown team, unless you're a national of the country, Tunisia. Tom, do you have anything to tell me about Tunisia today?
Tunisia, so, well, you'd expect that, between Tunisia and Panama as to who finishes bottom. You'd certainly think, at least hope, England will get through, and
Absolutely.
Belgium might probably make group favourites. So yes, I think Tunisia look like one of a sort of potential team we could maybe trip up against.
Yes, that could happen.
Yeah, it's obviously our opening games against Tunisia.
Yeah.
So we'll be obviously looking to start the tournament with a win. Hopefully that's what we'll do, but you never know with England. And
this is very true.
So with Tunisia, they're falling heading into the World Cup. They've got Desmond.
Wow.
Yeah, 2-2 draws.
2-2 draws.
They're actually against decent sides as well. 2-2 draw against Portugal, and a 2-2 draw against Turkey.
Wow, so that's actually not bad teams to be drawn against.
Yeah. So their form's not too bad heading into the World Cup. Off the back of their two warm-up games so far. Their last warm-up games against Spain on their 9th of June. So it'll be interesting to see how they do with that. It'll be a real tough test for them. But
it'll be a challenge.
They seem to have given themselves decent preparation warm-up games, I'd say.
Billy, you often act as our Joe everybody. You're our everyman sort of example. Tom's getting a little right there.
Sorry about that. I've had a bit of a cold recently, so that cough and just ignore me.
At least you can't catch anything through the podcast. We're completely clean. So you act as our sort of everyman, or sort of gauge for what the people on the street know. Do you know anything about Tunisia? Is there anything you can tell them?
I'm going to be brutally honest with you here. Like, Tunisia is just straight over my head. When I think of Tunisia, I think, well, of a country that people go on holiday, and that's pretty much it.
There was that terrorist attack shooting thing the other day, wasn't it?
I didn't want to mention it, but now that you do mention it, that's the only reason why it springs to mind, unfortunately.
I will say, we haven't been ignorant of Tunisia's football, and there's generally not a lot's happened in that whole scene of the Tunisia Football Association. I have been there on holiday, if that helps. That's a vague connection. It is a nice place to visit, but of course, I haven't done much in football. There's not much we can talk about.
I think they're I wouldn't say they're a bad team. I think they're a decent team, often well organised, as we saw from the warm-up games, getting the draw against Portugal, where they reigning European champions. I mean, these guys are the most, and I think England's got to be careful not to be too overly complacent.
Yeah,
in the opening game against Tunisia. I think they'll give her a game. I think we saw in going back to 2010, was it, when we played Algeria in the group stage and drew 0-0? Was it? I think it's maybe so as well. I think that was the case. And to me, on paper, that's another game like that. It's like a potential banana skin in a way where everyone goes into thinking, Tunisia we'll stick 4 or 5 past these. Easy pickings.
I agree with that.
Lovely start to the World Cup, and then actually, they're here on merit. They've done well in that confederation event, the first in the World Cup, and I'm sure they'll give it a game.
What I would say as well with Tunisia is, based on what you said before, looks as though they've got some decent composure in those sort of going into a game expecting this team could beat us here. They've obviously held a lot of composure to hold off and get those draws. I think England going into the first game, everybody's going to expect we to win it. And England's going to start that first off by going, right, we're just going to bombard them with attacks, and it's going to be important that we don't get caught in counter-attacks by Tunisia in that game.
Absolutely. Now, seeing as we do have a delicacy, this series of podcasts with every team we talk about, we do actually have a food from Tunisia. A food I've prepared myself to just some small errors, I would say. Making the kefta, the traditional meatball kind of appetizer from Tunisia. There was some issue with the recipe I was using, and maybe to my untrained English hands, it was harder to get the meat composure, the mixture to stay together. But we can give it a try. And seeing as already laughed there, as I have to give people food poisoning. He's just laughing at meat. He's childish. You're just laughing at meat in my hands. Is that what you're laughing at?
Yes, absolutely.
What a pleasure to have you here. It is.
But if it gives us food poisoning, it's a week off work, so let's try it.
So there's silver linings. That's the thing. So let's try this kefta, this Turkish dish, and see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. So we've just tried the Tunisian kefta there that Rob made. I've got to say, Rob, very nice.
Oh, thank you very much. I was hoping it wouldn't be a complete disaster, and it wasn't.
It certainly wasn't.
Billy said something while we were trying it that rang very true, and it was quite like a portable shepherd's pie.
Yeah, I think it was. Just imagine that sort of like active go-getter that thinks, I've got no time to sit around on my lunch, I'm going to just walk it. Let's just make some shepherd's pie meatballs and get out there.
Yeah. I think if I had to look at the recipe again, I would add more breadcrumbs and some, as for egg yolks, I would actually put more in to sort of bind it together. And I think because that way the meat would stay in a very meatball shape, not the sort of dumpling patty style thing.
No, I think no one held its structure well when I was eating it. You know, it was still
good,
easy to eat sort of thing. Yeah.
I'm sure a Tunisian person wouldn't share that opinion. They'd probably throw it back in my face. But hopefully, I haven't disappointed the people of Tunisia too much. But yeah, definitely something more to talk about than Tunisian football. Although let's not bash that football much because they've earned their place rightfully in the World Cup, as you've well said.
So we want to Belgium now?
Yes, let's move on to Belgium. Belgium, of course, a strong side.
Oh yeah, my favourite sort of group.
I'd say, I mean, this group, yeah.
I think they would. I mean, obviously in an ideal world, you'd see England, but this isn't an ideal world, and England probably are going to top the group, are they?
True.
But Belgium, star-studded squad, really. You know, Courtois, Company, them all, and Alderweireld, De Bruyne, even Lukaku, Mertens. You know, you can just read them off. They've got quality in the squad. I think they've got more quality in the squad than what England have.
Absolutely, yeah.
Especially in the midfield. I mean, Kevin De Bruyne is probably one of the best players in the world at the moment.
Yep.
He's had a brilliant season, obviously. Won the league with Man City.
As you yourself said, Billy, a lot of footballers that play their football over here.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't realise how many was in there. Just having a quick look, I mean, two players that, and this is probably showing how dense I am, but I didn't realise that Dembele was from Belgium.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Same with that Celtic player, Boyetta. I saw his name bouncing around a few times this season. And, yeah. Some nice little surprises in there.
Nice little surprise indeed.
Yeah, I mean, as a defence, I don't think, certainly centre-back pairs anyway, I don't think, as a side, maybe, I suppose you could look at Germany, but other than that, it was as strong as centre-back pairs as you can get with Belgium. I mean, if Company's fit, obviously he's in there, and then you're partnering on one of them all, not Alderweireld with them. I think often the partner Alderweireld and play Vertonghen out on the left. But even if Company isn't fit, I know they've given him sort of 2 weeks to make it because he's currently not fit. And so they obviously hope he's fit, but even if he's not fit, then you've got a Tottenham centre-back parent of Alderweireld and Vertonghen, who are two top-class centre-backs who could probably get any side most sides in the world, really, certainly any side in the Premier League, I'd say.
Of course, Belgium very close to Germany, and the Belgian style of football very close to what Germany do. It's almost as they try to imitate it. That sort of thorough attack, strong defence. They're just there to get the job done. It's never really complacent, boring football.
Yeah. I've got one thing I'm just surprised at the fact they're appointed Roberto Martinez as their coach. I know he's an interesting one, really. He's got his sort of own philosophy and style the way he wants to play. And I know he's got Thierry Henry there with him as well, haven't he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But I suppose after his time at Everton, where he sort of struggled a little bit, it seemed a bit of a strange choice for me. But
it's a different game, though, isn't it? I suppose.
He seems to have done well so far, to be fair.
Yeah.
Sure, well, again, I mean, obviously won he won the FA Cup with Wigan as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did really well with him.
Yeah.
And I think if that's all we're talking about from football, we can talk about the delicacies that we've got on display from Belgium today.
Before that, I was going to give you.
Ooh, an interesting fact.
Interesting fact about Belgium.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
They've got a player who is the joint third heaviest at the World Cup.
Oh, another heavy
God.
And the player who is the joint third lightest at the World Cup.
Oh.
Any guesses as to who that could be?
Wow.
That's high some pressure on us.
I mean, the facts don't get much obscurer, but asking us to guess them is he won't even show any answers. He won't even let me guess. No, Tom, please tell us.
The joint third heaviest player at the World Cup is Courtois of Chelsea.
Oh.
Belgium's number one.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say he's fat. He's very more so tall.
Yes.
Yeah, and
I apologise.
Muscular.
Yeah, the joint third lightest at the World Cup is Dries Mertens.
I was going to guess Mertens, actually. Pacey winger kind of play. I know he's getting on a bit. Well, I say getting on a bit. He's still got years in him. But yeah.
Just one thing as well. I know that it's getting quite biased with the idea that England's in the group, but I do feel as though that we're going to stand any chance against Belgium. It's going to be an incredibly tactical game, and that Southgate's going to have to not go in with any kind of rash decision making. He's going to have to try and make it a well thought out process.
Yeah. To be honest, I think the midfield is where Belgium are going to be with.
Yeah.
De Bruyne, I mean, he's a class above anyone we've got in that central midfield.
Yeah.
We'll go the way. No one will get touch him. And then with Eden Hazard, again, or sort of wide players. Oh, I guess there's no one of that quality really, is that? I mean, Sterling was probably our best player, but Hazard again is a class above him, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's. I'd be very surprised if Belgium do it.
I feel like our opportunities in that game are going to come from counter-attacking. Maybe from a set piece, from a corner. Belgium's trying to swing it in, it's not work. Someone like Sterling up the wing, maybe then we've got chances.
Yeah, they're a very good defensive game.
Yeah. We need to push them a bit, but not push to the point where we're just wide open. You know what I mean? Because like you've said, that midfield, it could tear anyone apart at any level, really. It's big. De Bruyne himself is he's a one-man army.
Yeah.
The skills.
Oh, he's had a great season. I mean, he would have been. He would have, if it wasn't for Mo Salah and the form he had. Other than him, De Bruyne has been the best player.
Well, I mean, come on, the season Mo Salah's had, you'd have to have that kind of season to make someone like De Bruyne look average. Yeah. And that's what he's done. But yeah, I want them to do well. They're a good side, and even better, we get to move on to the delicacies now. The
Belgium.
Oh, wow!
So we've got 3 Belgian beers here for Belgium.
Wow. So this is, I'll try and pronounce it. I'll try and murder it. Saint Fouillien, I believe.
Yeah. So we've got a blonde, a brune, and a triple.
Oh, fantastic! So we're going to try all those, and I believe
nice and strong as always. The Belgian beers.
I believe you've tried these before. Is that correct?
I think I've tried one of these before. Yeah, when I used to do an open mic night in a pub, quite locally. I'm sure they had these bottles behind the bar, and this is what I got. I drank 3 of the triple, thinking that this is just a nice light beer, and it wasn't very light at all. It ended up making us rather tipsy, and I made it for myself.
The Belgian ones tend not to.
Yeah.
Belgian beer.
They're normally always very nice, so I love them.
Yeah, we're going to establish Belgian beer is just straight up some of the best beer in the world.
I mean, the other night where while we were sort of planning this podcast series, I think we had 3 or 4 Belgian beers in.
We did, yeah.
They
go down easy, but they're deceptively strong. I think that's one of the other things to it.
I'm going to say as well, this is we actually bought in Belgium as well.
Oh, actually sourced from the country?
Sourced from the country, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, let's give these a go.
Yep, we certainly are. So we just tried our Belgian beers, a blonde, a brune and a triple. Well, they're very nice. I think the brune was probably my favourite. What do you make of them, Rob?
That was a lot to get through. 3 different beers of even though they're from the same company, the same parent company, there was a lot of varying tastes there.
Yeah.
The blonde was very light, very, very typical Belgian light beer. The brown, like you said, quite a standout beer. Like, quite fruity.
It was quite fruity, actually.
A lot to it.
Yeah,
especially having that after the blonde as well, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then the triple was quite zesty. It was really, really pop. But I think, the brown definitely won it for me. But just nothing more than I expected from Belgium. You know what I mean? That's what they do.
Oh, you always get the quality, don't you? So it's always, you know you get something good.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, for me, the first one I thought was a little bit sort of, is this really Belgian? It's not really hedging me bet very well. Yeah, I was expecting something more, but then the Brun really just knocked the socks off. It was a nice balance of flavour, nice taste. And then the last one, that triple, even though I think the Brun was my favourite, the triple was, I can imagine myself just drinking that on a summer's day, just in any kind of pub, just drinking that off draft, I'd be happy. I could drink that again and again, whereas the Brun, I think you'd have to appreciate the taste a bit more and just take your time.
Yep.
So far between the Belgian beers and the Tunisian kefta, do we have a firm favourite?
Ooh, it's a tough one because they're very different.
Going from food to alcohol, I'm probably going to go with the Brun.
The Brun was
yeah, I'm probably going to go with that as well, to be honest.
You can't knock a Belgian beer.
You can't.
Now, we're moving on to a team that's having its debut this year, the World Cup.
Yes.
First time for everything.
Perhaps best known for its canal.
Possibly. You might have heard of it. Panama. Tom, can you tell us, I believe you've got some special facts about Panama, a little bit of information for us.
I certainly have as well, yes. Panama, as you're saying in the debut, they also got the shortest player at this year's World Cup.
Oh.
Alberto Quintero is our player. He's their midfielder for Panama. So he's the shortest player at the World Cup. And they've also got the heaviest player at the World Cup. Not the same bloke, that would be quite strange. So the heaviest player at the World Cup is Roman Torres of Seattle Sounders in America. He's a defender. So it's the heaviest player at the World Cup, so look out for him. Might be running this if he's towing a caravan.
I believe what you were saying earlier was there's a lot of footballers from the beautiful country of Panama that play the football in America. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right, yeah. I suppose fans of MLS, I'll know a few as Harold Cummins of San Jose Earthquakes and Annabelle Godoy of San Jose Earthquakes. Both play football there. Good players who play for New York Red Bulls as well, Fidel Escobar and Michael Murillo, fans of New York Red Bulls. Might be aware of them. So our players who play in Peru as well. A few playing for Panama. You've got Ismael Diaz at Deportivo La Coruna. I suppose more European fans might know of him, yeah, but they've got a squad of players made up playing across the world, really.
Yeah. Now, Billy, would we pass an opportunity if we didn't ask you? Can you tell us anything about the people of Panama, the football team?
Absolutely not. As I was just saying these before, the only thing that stands out to me when I think Panama is Prison Break Season 3, where they end up in a Panama prison. And based on what you've told us about Forest and stuff like that, that certainly was not the case in Prison Break Season 3. So I've got a lot to learn here.
So, people of Panama, Billy apologises for not knowing.
I don't know, there was still trees in forest areas in Prison Break.
Was it? All I remember is
obviously there was prison, then there was the beach and that. But then there was trees and that, and obviously there was some set in the town.
Join us next time as we discuss Prison Break.
But yeah, I remember very little. All I remember is the prison, the beach. Sorry, not the trees. He's getting inside my head. And the head in the box. But I'm not going into too much detail about that because we're trying to keep this PG.
Oh, no spoilers alert. Try not to ruin Prison Break for anyone. And unfortunately, we don't actually know that much about Panama. And obviously,
well, no, I think if you're in the tax evasion.
If you're in tax evasion,
that's the
Panama
other thing
might be the place for you.
If that's one of your interests, tax evasion.
Yeah. Safe haven.
But I think Panama are on the other side who could be. Again, well, you'd like to think England would beat them. Like we've got Tunisia, but again, it's another one of those where it's.
I suppose if it's their first World Cup as well, they've got nothing to lose, so they could just come out and just They could surprise Wales in a few of those games.
They're quite the mystery. The mystery bag is.
Well, I've got to be honest. I haven't watched qualifying coming. I've watched a lot of them qualifying, but from what I've read and what I've heard the sort of very combative sort of side. They'll get stuck into your sort of thing. They'll give it a good go. You'll know you've had a game against them. Put it that way.
Yeah.
That's the pressure I get of what they're going to be like, and so I think they'll be tough encounter. So yeah, they're opening games against Belgium, on Monday the 18th of June.
Now, looking at Panama, it's been quite a difficult task to obtain some sort of delicacy.
Yeah,
without having to prepare something like a food or.
Apparently, their most famous exports are coffee and sugar.
Now.
I wasn't expecting sugar, I'm sorry.
Bananas as well.
The temptation was to buy coffee, as we did discuss earlier in the day in this podcast. Yeah. But
you'll see that in a future episode.
Oh,
with Costa Rica.
Some coffee will appear, but after all the alcohol we've drunk today, it would be a shame to stop it. So, we have acquired Abuelo, a Panamese. I believe I'm saying Panamese. It might be Panamanian, so I apologise.
I think it is Panamanian.
It's Panamanian. Well, we'll say a Panamanian. I can't do it now.
Panamanian.
It's just thinking about this rum. It's a rum, anyway, from Panama. Abuelo. Then we're going to try that. Give our thoughts. Hopefully, since it's the home of sugar, it'll be nice and sweet. But we're going to give it a go and
we'll see what
the thoughts are. Let's give it a go.
I'll just try to rum from Panama. I've got to say it was very nice. Very smooth. I enjoyed the taste. I know I was on my way like our rums.
Oh, absolutely.
I've got to say that's pretty good. That
better
than I was expecting.
To be honest, when I had a smell, Billy absolutely said the right thing. It smells like nail polish or nail polish remover. And it did. The alcohol smell was incredibly strong, and I didn't have high hopes. But the moment it's hit the back of my throat, it's so gentle, so smooth.
It stays with you as well, so it's a lovely aftertaste. Sometimes you can get like harsh taste afterwards, but with this it doesn't stay.
Especially for a dark rum, it was nice to have it just smooth there, and it was perfect. And obviously because that's where the main export sugar, they know how to make a sweet alcohol, and clearly all those years of skill. I believe it was started in 1903 or 1908. That brand of rum. So that's a lot of years to really perfect it. Smooth, delicious taste.
Certainly.
Billy, you're not one for alcohol, but.
Well, not anymore. I've seen my day, you might say, at the young age of 23. But no. When it comes to whiskies and rums, I like to think among friends and among the lads, if I put that in inverted commas, that I try to act the strong one, but I'm really quite a lightweight at heart. And I always try to hide that squinty face. And I was expecting that to really take us aback and knock us off my feet. But to be fair, I could drink what we just drank there over the course of an evening, on and off.
I think so, yeah. You're right.
In and amongst just normal beers and normal drinks.
Oh, you could sit down with a bottle of that easily.
It ran down the throat. Generally, when it hits about your throat, that's where it catches you. And that's what you always anticipate, and it just...
I think it's so rum, you could actually sit there, you could drink it straight. You wouldn't need a mixer.
Even over ice, maybe.
Over ice, maybe.
And maybe just because of how busy a place Panama is, and all over the Panama Canal, how important that is, maybe after a long day, that's what they're going home to, a nice drink of that. And
I suppose there's a lot of chefs on the canal. Suppose they do like the rum and
the rum barbers, desserts like that, Things get mixed in, and it's what a fantastic drink.
Yep.
It's famous culture.
So, well, I think...
Congratulations on that, Panama. Your football might not be up to that standard yet, but your rum is certainly on a world star level.
You're saying that now, but watch them beat England after you've said that.
Sure, I'm able to indicate.
Nothing was surprises when I come to this.
That's true. But of course, on we go to England.
Yes. Very good link there, Blake.
Very good. It's a nice segue. Well done. It's as if you were ready for this podcast.
No, absolutely not. Maybe, yes.
Well, England, I suppose it's the team we're all going to have the most to talk about. It's, well,
indeed.
Indeed.
Where to start?
I mean, I suppose look at the squad. Picked. I mean, the notable exception for me, anyway. I mean, perhaps I'm slightly biased being a Newcastle fan, But I genuinely think Jonjo Shelvey is the best.
I was just going to say that.
Central midfielder
Yes.
England have. No one's got the vision he's got. No one can pick a pass like he can. Like you look at our midfield now, you've got who's going to start? Probably Eric. Well, I have Dias certainly. Then probably Jordan Henderson. Neither of us have the vision or passion ability that Jonjo Shelvey has. Neither of us can unlock a defence like he can.
Yeah.
And also, I think the other point with Jonjo Shelvey is you've got Jamie Vardy in the squad. If you chase the game and you bring on Jamie Vardy as a sort of plan B to stretch your defence, Jonjo Shelvey's the man you want. He'll pick.
Yeah.
Vardy makes those runs. Shelvey's the one who'll pick him out. And there's no one else in the England team who can do that.
Now, to play devil's advocate, just because I couldn't have with just completely bashing the manager's choices, do you not think he's done it so that the midfield all has sort of World Cup experience? I believe they do. Correct us if I'm wrong. Is there any midfield player there that doesn't have an England cap?
No, there's no one who don't have an England cap, but it's like Loftus-Cheek hardly has any. Although, to be fair, I would have took Loftus-Cheek as well. I think he's one of the better ones.
So I think he might have done that as sort of a countermeasure against the strong midfield.
But no, really. It's not as if Jonjo Shelvey's inexperienced, though. He's had England caps before. He's been in the England squad before. He's played all the
World Cup divisions. Has he been in?
Has he been at the World Cup? How many of these England midfielders have been at the World Cup for? Not many of them. Well, hardly none of them. It's a very young squad, actually.
The thing I don't get about the midfield is that with a player like Shelvey, he's a very adventurous pass player. He likes to try and get the ball forward. He likes to make those adventurous balls across the pitch. And with a player like Vardy up front, who's sort of like I was going to say modern Alan Cherry. He's not quite at that calibre, but he's sort of one of those scrappy centre forwards that you expect to get a goal when he's given the chance.
That's a very different type of player.
Yeah, he is a very different player, but he is one of those sort of scrappy forward players that, you know, when the ball gets put in the box, and if he's there, you know he stands a chance of getting the ball.
Yeah. Well, what Jamie Vardy reminds me of, I'll tell you this. Again, watching Newcastle all season. Dwight Gale, but better.
Yeah.
If Dwight Gale could finish,
that's a better comparison.
He'd beat Jamie Vardy. Dwight Gale can't finish. So many times this season we saw Shelvey pick out Gale perfectly. He's fair play to Gale. He always makes the right one. His runs are great. His first touch more often than not's great. But can he finish? No, he can't.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. But when it's Jamie Vardy, he can. I mean, you saw the goal against West Brom, was it? Where it was Morris who played that ball over the top. Jamie Vardy ran through. It sort of caught out the volley and scored. It was an absolutely brilliant goal. And there was a fantastic assist by Morris as well. And I think Jonjo Shelvey is the only English player who could play a similar ball to that, who has the vision and then has not only has the vision, but then also has the ability to execute that.
Yeah.
So I think someone like him in the midfield, especially if you're going to be playing Eric Dyer, who, you know, he's in there, he does a job.
He's quick.
He's a defensive midfielder. That's what you. Fair enough. And then you want someone like Jonjo Shelvey alongside him. What I don't think you want is Jordan Henderson, who's like.
I don't like him.
He's if passing the ball sideways, if that's what you want, he's brilliant for it.
Passing the ball backwards.
Passing the ball backwards. But if you've got Eric Dyer in there as well, then you can't have both of them because they sort of do the same thing. But Eric Dyer does more for me. That's just how I say it anyway. That's what I think. But yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll go on about this for quite a while.
I think
definitely
one of the main issues here is you can never really please an England fan, or at least not a majority of who we're never really happy.
Yeah.
And it's part of an English.
But I think this is a big overlook.
Yeah.
And people go on about this, he's being left out because of his disciplinary record.
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't had a yellow card since December, so I mean, I'm not having that. So that's ignorance at best. And his attitude, to be honest, for the second half of the season, I don't think there's anyone being more dedicated and had a better attitude than Jonjo Shelvey. Yes, he's had his troubles in the past, but everyone does at times. And at the moment, on current form, the beginning of the season, he had a few troubles, but since December onwards, he has been booked. And certainly the second half of the season, when Newcastle kicked on, a lot of that's been down to Jonjo Shelvey's form, and he's been great since then. And on current form, he's one of the best English centre midfielders, and it's a position where we're weak really. It's like if you look at our squad, our centre midfielders, who you've got like Eric Dyer, Jordan Henderson, Loftus-Cheek. None of them really scream out as they're brilliant. You know what I mean?
Control the midfield like no one.
I mean, I do like young Loftus-Cheek. I think he's a good place. He's not afraid to get on the ball, drive forward. I like him. He's a very different player to Shelby. I think he's a player I think will play well on the same sort of side as him.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think I have him in my squad as well. But we've gone very defender heavy in that squad as well.
Yeah.
So, I know we're planning on playing 3 at the back, which will probably turn into 5 at the back. But
speaking from like a not very strong football coach as well, generally I am so excited for the World Cup because it's World Cup, but leading up to the World Cup over the last few occasions, I've always went into it thinking, oh, we've got some star players in here, we've got some really stand-up players. I know everybody's raves about the likes of Vardy, but it's really only the last 3 seasons that he's really shone through. Yeah. When you look back at our previous squads, we've had the likes of Lampard that shone through his entire career, Gerrard, world-class throughout his career, and...
Oh, no, it's right. When you look back at World Cup, it's like Lampard, Gerrard, think about it over years, even like since the turn of the millennium, you know what? Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes,
players who you expect to perform every time.
Shearer, top of the best. I mean, Kane's probably the only one you'd put close to that bracket at the minute.
Yeah, absolutely.
In this current squad,
I feel as though he needs a player to assist off in order to perform the way he does.
Yeah, and I suppose maybe Raheem Sterling. He's had a good season at Man City. I think he's come on leaps and bounds on that Pep Guardiola's guidance. And again, he's the one to watch for me. I think if he has a good tournament, he's on form. I think he's going to do well.
Yeah,
but I think, and that's another thing I actually want to speak about. I don't know what you think about that. Where the media has sort of portrayed the Raheem Sterling. Really, I think he gets a lot of unfair. Do you think he gets a lot of unfair criticism, or do you think it's justified? I know he got a lot of criticism for his tattoo recently, his machine gun tattoo, but where it turned out it had a different meaning to him. It was because I think his father was shot or something.
Yeah.
And so he got that tattoo for that reason, and I think it's right up his father saying that the only gun he'd ever touch was his right foot or something.
Yeah.
Something linked to him being a footballer. And again, I think everybody's calling for like a lot of criticism from the media, a lot of strong criticism as well. Yeah. I think unfair, especially in the build of the World Cup. But he always seems to get a hard time from the press.
I think it's one of these things that I've always said. You look back in podcasts that we've been on, I've always said England had this thing where they make a young lad the talisman. We've done it with Rooney, they've had it with Michael Owen, there's been players. They always pick this lad like, oh, he's going to be the next wonder kid. It doesn't happen. They say, oh, he's crap, he let the side down. Yeah. And it's never his fault. It's always the media. It's always sensationalism. Now they're doing it with Raheem Sterling, who is a good player. He's pacey.
But they're sort of doing the opposite. They're not building them up. They're sort of.
No, that's what happens.
They're crucifying the lad before the tournament even starts.
But they're knocking him down before he even becomes anything great.
And then, of course, you've got a lot of people coming out and saying that maybe there's a sort of hint of an underlying like subtle racism there.
Yeah.
That element there, that's something that's
you know what, it's very possible.
Which it could very well be. I mean, like papers like absolute rags, like the Sun, the Daily Mail, like papers like that. When they come up headlines like, he's got crucified in the past because he's been on the back pages or front pages saying that, or didn't spend all his money because he bought like an expensive watch or something. I think he bought his mother a new sink or something once.
Yeah.
And he got crucified for that. And then another time he did his shopping at Primark. And so then he got crucified for that, and so it says that the lad can't win. It's like if he spends the money he's got, he gets crucified for it. If he just acts on his and he gets crucified for it, it's like, give him a break. And especially with a tattoo thing, I think, personally, I think it's probably misguided. It's probably not his best decision. But, it means something to him. And what's it to do with anybody else? It doesn't matter, does it? He's not going to cover it anyway.
I think this is it, with football being so huge, in our country especially. National team stars are like the public icons. There's no point denying that. So then, when something happens, it's you know what I mean. It's a public incident. Yeah. Everyone knows about it.
To us, that still doesn't mean me for the way the media treats stuff.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I wanted to see a player have a better World Cup and do better in the World Cup than what I want to see Sterling do now.
Yeah.
I hope he has a great tournament. I hope he shuts out.
Well, that's absolutely. I don't think anyone else should be involved, and that's all our team. And then you've got all people saying, "Oh, well, he's done it. It's a disgrace. He should be out of the squad, and he can't do something like this." And it just doesn't work. It's detrimental. It doesn't help create a good team.
Yeah.
And it's stuff like that that's going to be in the way when we're trying to just concentrate and win games. Whether that's what the manager wants, or whether he just wants like strong defence or if he just wants to play a sort of let's see where the players are at this World Cup.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows what his intentions or motives are?
What do you think of this formation Southgate's been playing recently as well? He's going with 3 at the back and wing backs with Kel Walker playing as one of the centre backs. Something like maybe John Stones and then one of Gary Cahill or Harry Maguire Tottenham. What do you think of that?
I've always loved anything. I don't really use FIFA. FIFA's completely different to football, but anything where you can have sort of wingers attacking, more people are getting into the box, more people put balls into the box, which is what I think 3 at the back gives you a lot more options.
No, I think it does suit our system, especially when you look at our wing back options. You've got it's probably going to be Kieran Trippier, probably going to get a nod at right wing back. I think he's better as a wing back than he's a full back. And then you've got Alexander-Arnold from Liverpool in the squad there, who again, he's a good attacking player as well. And he's a good attacking full-back, so I think he would suit that wing-back role. And even Kyle Walker himself, I know he's playing in the centre-back role, but I think he would suit that wing-back role a lot as well. But I think he's starting to find that. I don't know, watching the few games he's played at centre-back for England, on the right of that three, I think he's done well, and I think he's sort of got the pace to play that role, which is good to have on the back three as well.
And obviously, as I discussed earlier, I said for beating teams like Belgium, counter-attack after their set piece is something that would need. And I think with a team set up like that.
But then the alternative argument is, in a team like Belgium, which is perhaps going to be one of the better sides that we'll play against.
Yeah.
And then from then onwards, if we do get it, we can qualify, we're going to get drawn against better sides. There's a danger whereby if you play 3 at the back, and then, the opposite really. If you play 3 at the back, and then the 2 wing backs are just going to drop. It's going to end up being 5 at the back. And then in front of them, you've got Eric Dyer and Jordan Henderson, 2 defensive midfielders. So then essentially you've got almost 7 defenders on the pitch. And then where is that creativity going to come from? Where's that counter-attack going to come from? Where are we going to get that goal from?
Yeah.
And is there a danger of that we're just going to drop deeper and deeper and drop too deep and eventually end up losing and getting beat that way? This
is true, it's hard.
But then is that where you'd want someone like, again, I don't mean to bring this back to John Shelby.
You absolutely do mean to bring
But is that where you want someone else in the midfield other than like a Jordan Henderson, where like if you've got that team, do you want someone who can then actually just turn you from back to front straight away in one pass? Yeah. So like half a second later, your balls are on the pitch. There you go, you are away on a counter attack. You've got Raheem Sterling, you've got Jesse Lingard, Dele Alli, Marcus Rashford, whoever gets in at the start. But we've got players with pace in there.
Oh, absolutely.
They can't count that. But you need someone to pick them up though.
Billy and Tom there have just completely bust you out of that conversation.
Oh yeah, sorry, I get carried away.
It's alright, no, I appreciate this.
Tom and his John Joe tirade. What's your thoughts on England and how we're going to do?
I don't get a song on Jamal Lascelles as well.
Well, I've heard a lot of things in the media about people saying, "Oh, this could be the year." And I know it happens every time when it comes around that this is going to be the year for England. But I'm just not feeling it, and part of it is though I'm not feeling it. Really wants it to prove us wrong. I want them to qualify, and I want them to get maybe to a quarter and a semi-final and really put in a shift. But at the same time, and I'm not meaning to come across as the pessimistic person here, even though I know Tom's had his really bad views on Shelby. But I keep thinking to myself that I cannot see that kind of performance coming out of the squad that we've taken. I feel as though, as Tom said before, it will be a defensive side. And even though you went for the opposite of me with the 3 at the back, even if we do try and play an attack, more of an offensive kind of game and really go for it in those games with the 3 at the back and send those players forward, especially against the likes of Belgium, we're going to struggle. It's a case of trying to find that balance, and especially in that midfield, I don't like the midfielder. I'm not a fan of Henderson, never have been. I feel as though he's a player that's you could put a brick on the pitch and it probably.
I think he tries to be Steven Gerrard too much, doesn't he?
There's a bit of
that's
that.
a good comparison.
An icon kind of.
But he's not Steven Gerrard. He can't do it.
But I've never seen anything like when I look at the players like it's Dyer who you said's on the midfield. And
Eric Dyer.
Yeah, I've seen him in games and he's put in shifts and he's really sort of like made some creativity.
No, he does his job. I don't mind that.
When I think of Henderson, I just think.
I think with Henderson, you've got like that.
I can't think of anything that he's done that's good.
For most of the season before Oxlade-Chamberlain got injured, Liverpool played 3 midfield and they played Henderson, James Milner, and Oxlade-Chamberlain. James Milner's had an absolute crap season. Shame he's retired. He'd be in my England squad. To be honest, he'd probably still be one of the first teams on the team sheet. You know, he's a good honest lad.
Yeah,
good honest lad. I knew that was coming.
But and Oxlade-Chamberlain, it's a shame he's got injured as well. Well, not as well, huh? Shame he's got injured. So he's had an absolute cracking season. But I think if the three Liverpool side over there, Henderson's the weakest one.
Yeah.
And for me, to be honest, I probably wouldn't have it in my squad.
Oh, big.
Never mind that as a starter. Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't.
I mean, slightly controversial that, but no, I definitely wouldn't.
And if he's listening, like, just get back on the plane and go home. Like, we don't want you there.
I tell you who else I wouldn't have in my squad. Danny Welbeck. How on earth he's gotten there? I'll tell you what, he's played about 6 games for Arsenal.
That is
absolutely awful.
That shows the level of bias so on the way that the teams are picked. Because you generally find that it's always the better half of the table England's squad gets picked from.
Yeah.
And there's some cracking players from the lower sides.
This is what had me thinking that it was about people that had experience in England matches. I'm sure Danny Welbeck's quite.
But then there's a lot of people in the squad who haven't. It's like, he's dropped Joe Hart, which I agree with. And we had Joe Hart sat in the squad.
Yeah.
But now we've got no goalkeepers who've played much.
Yeah.
And so I don't think he has picked the squad like that, otherwise Joe Hart will be in there. So, I mean, as I say, I'm glad he's not. I definitely would have dropped him. If you've heard our podcast from previous World Cup episodes, you'd know I'm not a fan of Joe Hart.
It's been many minutes to go to.
Speaking of the goalkeepers, so actually, got Nick Pope, Jack Butland, and Jordan Pickford in there.
Yeah.
Who would your first choice be? It looks like it's going to be Pickford who gets it off.
I think it would be Pickford. I think Butland's been on and off. He's good. There's no denying he's good. I'd love him. I'd love him at any club. You know what I mean? If someone said, "Oh, Newcastle are getting Butland," I'd be like, "Fantastic."
For me, I'd start Butland. I think he's he's the best of the three. Or if you do it off form, I think Pope's had the most consistent season at Burnley. But then is that just because Burnley had the best season?
Yeah, that's true.
Even still, I think Butland's the best goalkeeper.
He might be.
How do you weigh it? No, because one thing that I always judge with goalkeepers is that when it comes to the back four, a lot of them depend on the back four and the breakthrough. That's why I didn't like Joe Hart, because I thought with Man City he depends a lot on the back four to protect him. So out of these three keepers, who would you reckon is better in the one-on-one situations?
Yeah, again, I'd probably say Butland.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing.
I think Pickford is a good goalkeeper. I think you're right. Pickford will start.
I think he'll start against Tunisia, and we'll see. That'll be a confidence builder for him, because not to slate Tunisia, but I don't think there's going to be a lot of strong attacks. I could be woefully disappointed, and I could be unbelievable and just slaughter England. I mean, that would ruin us. But
do you want my slightly pessimistic prediction?
Oh well, it couldn't get any more pessimistic.
I was going to say,
I reckon we'll scrape a 0-0 draw against Tunisia, suffer a shock 1-0 defeat against Panama, and then Belgium will thrash them, and that's us out in the group stages.
That's
very upsetting. Not even a you suggest that.
That wouldn't surprise us, I think. No, hopefully will. Hopefully that will not happen, but I don't know.
It's hard to say what's more disappointing, though, to play well in the group stages and go through and get knocked out in the rounds of 16, like early on, which is still early on in the year.
Right, so
or just go during that group stage.
Yeah. So if we were to win our group, we play the runners-up of Group H in the first knockout round. And Group H contained Colombia, Japan, Poland, Senegal. So that would be a favourable draw if we were to win the group.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's like we'll win the group. I think Belgium will win the group.
Yeah.
So if we were to finish runners-up, then we play the winners of Group H rather than the runners-up. So again, that's probably going to be Colombia or Poland.
Yeah.
So again, it's not an unfavourable draw.
It's not.
It's not bad.
Probably one of the most favourable draws we've had in the past good few World Cups.
Oh yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
I think it's nice to be pessimistic, because then you can't be disappointed.
Well,
maybe that's what England fans, that's what we all need to embrace. Just be completely pessimistic. You can't be disappointed.
Expect the worst. Then if the worst does happen, well, you're prepared for it.
Yeah.
If something better happens, then happy days.
Yeah, exactly.
I suppose this is Southgate's first World Cup, so let's see how we get on. And then
I'm not a big fan, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan either.
To be honest, we could and probably will devote a podcast into England, especially once they start playing.
Yeah, that'll be. I
suppose to end it, I've got an England World Cup quiz for you.
All right. Well, just before you go on to the World Quiz, I just want to ask the same question I asked before when the recording. World Cup favourite song. For the
yes, the England song.
John Barnes.
Yes, singing for England, I believe it's called.
England, yeah. Yeah.
What a challenge! I think, much like you said, I think 3 lines on a shirt.
Yeah.
Dealing skin. I think that really, it's just football's coming home. That really gets you.
Yeah, it really gets you going.
There.
2 songs that get us going as 3 lines on a shirt and We're on a Ball and deck. But as sad as that sounds, well, actually it's not sad. It's quite funny. But I just remember the music video from being a kid and watching that on deck, diving around with Sven. But I think 3 lines on a shirt is it for me. That's a passionate one. That gets you going.
Yeah, just that repetition just that gets us. But that's what we're about. We're about the attitude of victory and patriotism and passion. We're going to win 3 lines. Well, we have.
Well, maybe in the stands we are on the pitch.
I'm talking about the stand. I'm talking about fans. Yeah, we've always got the band.
Oh, the band.
The band, or you just say?
I didn't say band the band. I'm not a big fan of the band.
Oh wow.
I'm doing
All right, okay.
Mr. Boring football again. Oh no,
it's not boring. I like proper atmosphere.
They usually start the songs though. That usually starts the chants.
I find it a bit annoying.
Well,
it's a bit like Wigan, isn't it? It's a bit like it's a bit like in the lower league, isn't it? So, like Huddersfield with their clappers and stuff.
Oh,
so it's not a proper atmosphere, is it?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
On a happier note though.
Yeah, you were saying.
Oh yeah. Anyway, England quiz, okay? So, England have the joint second heaviest player at the World Cup and the second lightest player at the World Cup. So, any guesses as to?
For lightest, are we working as a team? Me and Billy a squad?
No, that's pitches against each other.
Oh, against each other.
I would say for the second lightest, it's going to be Raheem.
So, Raheem, what would you say, Billy?
I need to see the squad sheet.
Shocking.
You can't see my squad sheet because it's got height and weights on it.
Oh, does it actually have it on the sheet?
It actually does, yeah.
You've got like Dele Alli, you've got.
I'll read out the squad for you. It would be great for the podcast. This. Sorry about this, but.
Oh, get ready for some.
Jordan Pickford, Kyle Walker, Danny Rose, Eric Dyer, John Stones, Harry Maguire, Jesse Lingard, Jordan Henderson, Harry Kane, Raheem Sterling, Jamie Vardy, Kieran Trippier, Jack Butland, Danny Welbeck, Gary Cahill, Phil Jones, Fabian Delph, Ashley Young, Marcus Rashford, Dele Alli, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Nick Pope. That's the England squad.
Did you just say Ashley Young there?
I did just say Ashley Young.
I reckon he might be up there as being one of the later ones.
Well, I'll go for Sterling. Looks like he's going for Young.
Interesting choices.
Can you tell me who the second latest is?
So the second lightest player at the World Cup. The lightest, by the way, is Takeshi Inui of Japan, weighing at 59 kilograms. And weighing a light 60 kilograms, all the way from England.
Oh, unbelievable. What a shock.
Is Jesse Lingard.
Lingard, alright, okay.
For the heaviest, well, second heaviest, obviously, I'm going to say Gary Cahill.
For the joint second heaviest.
Yeah,
Gary Cahill.
Can't think of height. Might be a keeper. I don't know.
So, 1 kilogram heavier than Chinook Kim of South Korea. And 1 kilogram lighter than Roman Torres of Panama.
Alright.
Who from England? So, joint second heaviest player at the World Cup.
Right, so you said
Gary Cahill. Yeah, right.
Gary Cahill, right, okay. Kyle Walker, Hurricane. Although, which one's taller? Kane's probably taller, isn't he? This is me trying to go on, and I know it's probably a bad guess. I'm trying to picture them in my head, and it's really hard.
You try to judge people on their bodies.
I'm trying to judge them on the height to body proportions.
I'll give you a slight clue. He's the second tallest player in our squad.
That doesn't help me at all. Unfortunately, because I'm not very good at...
The tallest player is Jack Butland at 196. centimetres.
Part of this is hoping it's a keeper then.
It's not a goalkeeper.
Alright, okay, well.
I'm sticking with Gary Cahill, so Billy, it's all on you.
Yeah, I'm going to hedge my bets, and this is going to be wrong. And anybody listening to the podcast, you can scream at us if you want, but I can't hear you. So, I'm going to just put mine on. I can't think like. I'm not going to say Henderson.
Please say someone.
Oh,
It's
right,
getting exciting, this podcast.
I know, it's getting tense. It
is getting really tense. I'll just put mine on Kyle Walker.
Kyle Walker, okay. Well, I can tell you.
It's not.
Rob.
Rob.
Gary Cahill. His height is 191 centimetres. He weighs 85 kilograms. Kyle Walker, I believe. His height's 178 centimetres.
I thought so, yeah.
And he weighs 83 kilograms. You're both horribly wrong.
Alright. You sound good.
Well done, Billy. We did well.
The joint second heaviest player at the World Cup.
Yeah.
He's a centre back. Plays for Leicester City. It's 193 centimetres tall. Second highest in the England squad. And he weighs a whopping 98 kilograms.
Bloody hell.
It's Harry Maguire.
Would never have got that.
So there you go. Hope you've enjoyed the excitement of the World Cup.
I mean, I hope if you're playing along at home, you are just as confused as we were.
Yeah.
To move on to something more interesting, at least for us, we're now going to try a delicacy from England.
We are, yes.
And that delicacy is going to be the fantastic Doombar.
Doombar, yeah, from Sharps Brewery in Cornwall.
Oh.
Personal favourite of mine, I've got to say.
Yes, Tom's already excited. I think he's been waiting for this all podcast.
Well, yeah. So we'll have a try of this.
Yes, let's see how it goes.
So we've just sampled Sharps Doombar. An exceptional amber ale, as it says on the bottom. It certainly is exceptional. What do you think of it, Rob?
Well, we've drank it before. Being a friend of yours, you can't go without trying Sharps Doombar.
That's very good. It's one of my go-to drinks.
Absolutely.
I'd say it's a session ale sort of thing. You could sit and drink it all day. If you're going to, out with your mates, have a few beers.
Yeah.
To have, 6, 7, 8, 9 pints. I think Doombar's one you could easily just sit and drink all day.
It really speaks for itself. It's an English ale. It's a British ale. It's one of those drinks with the lads, but it's not like
Cornish.
It toes the line between being too sort of posh and like a hipster kind of, I like my ales from Cornwall. But then it's
I wouldn't say Cornwall's hipster.
Yeah.
It's not hipster. People like, I think like from Cornwall, like, I get my ales from here.
Yeah. You get a lot of quite good ales from Cornwall.
You do, I agree. But established in 1994. Only a year younger than myself, but a lot more mature.
Yeah, I was born, which means that I was the year for greatness, of course. No, my opinion on this, and all I drink now is ales. I don't do the spirits thing. I don't really do the lager thing.
Yeah.
Doombar has to be one of those ales that you can rely on. It's a reliable ale. It's a decent taste. You don't get bored of it. It's
£2 10 a pint of Wild Spoons as well.
Oh, right, okay. Interesting facts. Any of those Brits out there wanting a cheap pint?
I think some good Wetherspoons even include it in the free drink with your meal.
I think most of them do.
Yeah, which is that's next level. That's what you want.
I feel as we were giving all the people listening some advice on what
consumer advice.
I imagine most of the people listening would be English listeners.
No, absolutely.
To be honest, I can't imagine anyone's listening.
You can't imagine anyone. There's one guy in Panama who's been looking for Panama tags all day on YouTube, and he's finally found one, and it's us basically saying all he does is sugar and rum.
Yeah.
So
if you've got this far, thank you. I don't know.
I do really think it is really nice ale on it. It's definitely reliable. It's definitely one of those beers that I can drink all day. This is an absolute replacement for the likes of Marston's or any lagers that you drink in the pub. Or
I think a nice sum up for Doombar would be, we wish the England squad was as consistent as this.
Exactly. That's actually a really... you've hit the nail on the head with that, actually.
Thank God.
So speaking of the England squad,
yes,
in consistency, then how are we seeing Group G pan out?
Well, the ever-present, what's the word? The ever-present optimist. That's the word. It was hard to think of optimism when I look at England. The ever-present optimist wants England to win the group. That's what I want. But I think it'll be
I think that's what we all want.
Well, yeah, at the end of the day, that's the thing. But I think, yeah,
no, I'd agree with you. There. I think Belgium top it. Probably England second, unless my negative preview from before comes true, of course, and we'll go out the group stage.
Just go. Billy, what about yourself? What's your thoughts?
Again, I mean, we'd like England to win it, but I think Belgium's going to obviously take it. The squad's stronger. On paper, their squad's they're just basically written to take it.
Do you want to know an interesting fact about both squads?
Both squads?
Belgium's squad only has one player selected from their domestic league. Wow. Well, England are the only team at the World Cup where 100% of the squad are selected from their domestic league.
Wow. Well, okay. It shows the show. Well, goes to show, or that shows the show.
But you would think that would mean that we had more skill play together, more partnership on the ball, a lot more fluidity in the play.
Well, you'd say that, but then when you look at the players and you look at the teams who've been selected by, like you've got, let's say, the champions, for example. If you look at the champions, the players who've got from Manchester City are Kyle Walker, Raheem Sterling, Fabian Delph. They're the three players selected from Man City. And then if you look at Man City's squad as a whole,
yeah,
are they anywhere near the three best players? Absolutely not.
No.
I mean, Kevin De Bruyne at Belgium, for example, he's not for his domestic league. He's at Man City. He's at the Champions. And he probably is one of the best players in their squad. Then you've got like Sergio Aguero at Argentina, Company, Belgium, no.
That's true. That is something to consider. You're quite right.
Fernandinho. Yeah. I mean, you couldn't list the Man City squad, to be honest. I mean, Sterling's had a good season. Don't get us wrong. Kyle Walker's had a good season. Don't get us wrong. Fabian Delph always been a bit popular, hasn't he?
True.
I think looking at the way the games are going to pan out, though, England's going to go, as I said earlier on, into the Tunisia game, all guns blazing. We're going to win this. And I think we need to be incredibly cautious in that game. In the game against Belgium, that's just basically defend and hope for the best, try and catch them on a counter. And I think Panama, hopefully we'll be able to go in that game and just think we're going to dominate here and expect to get the 3 points from that. But I feel like the first two, we'll kind of get overly competitive in the first one and expect to not have any repercussions on the attack from Tunisia, because I think they're going to catch rock ball a few times. And again, going back to what you were saying before about the way England play, about John Joe Shelby and stuff like that, I feel as though we do lack a player that's going to play through balls and challenging gameplay through the middle.
Yeah, open the pitch up. Yeah.
It's one of those things where I've always watched England for years and they've always played wing football or only gone through the centre when they're not challenging a defence. And there's nobody who's really got the ball through over the top. And we've went through years of having the likes of Lampard and Gerrard and Milner even in the squad. And now we've got a squad that I'm not quite sure is going to even be capable to compete.
Yeah, I think probably our best opportunities are probably going to come from set plays.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where we're going to pose our biggest threat. Because especially when we play, I don't see how we're going to unlock the defence. I don't see who's going to play those balls in behind. I mean, in the formation we'll play as well, you haven't really got out at wingers because you've got wing backs. So then they're always teams who play a full back and a wingers in a way going to be double marked.
Yeah.
So it's going to be difficult getting in behind on the wings when you're only playing wing backs.
Yeah.
And then in the middle, yes, we've got a few players in the middle. And you've got players with pace making the runs. You've got Sterling, Lingard, Rashford, Ali, who I guess not. Yeah, they can do that. But who's going to find them? Who's going to pick that ball?
Yeah.
Because I look at the English squad, I think, is Eric Dyer going to do that? Well, no, but that's not his job. He's in the side to protect the back four. Fair enough. Is Jordan Henderson going to do that?
Absolutely
not. Absolutely not. What is he going to do? I mean, you tell me.
Give the ball to somebody behind him.
Yeah.
Scathing report of the setup of the England squad there.
And then I think, although Fabian Delph's played left back all season for Man City, I think Gareth Southgate's brought him in the squad as a centre midfielder. But again, he's another he's another. He's not like a. He's not exciting. He's not dynamic. He's a good player. He's tidy in possession. But again, I'd put him in the Jordan Henderson category. To be fair, I think he's. I prefer my left back than I would in central midfield, where he's played for Man City this season. And then you look at, do you maybe play Ali a bit deeper from where Tottenham player? But then is that his best position? Probably not. He's probably better a little bit further forward, you know?
Yeah.
Either just behind the striker or to the left of the striker.
Where some creativity.
Well, so like just behind Kane and with Kane or to the left of Kane, where he plays a lot of his football for Tottenham and either of those two positions rather than in the deeper centre of midfield role. And so then who do you play in there? And then Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I think he's a good player, exciting young player. Maybe he is. He can drive forward. I like to see a bit more of him, but again, though, I think he's not the same sort of player, Shelby. I think you need someone like that. But
well, I'm sure we'll talk more about England, and I'm sure right after the next England game there'll be a podcast we'll have out, and Tom will be unstoppable in his tirade to get Shelby in this squad, even though they're out there already.
Well, I just think it's that. And speaking of players left out as well, I mean, this may be biased from Newcastle perspective as well, but Jamal Lascelles.
Yeah.
Oh no, here we go.
Honestly, he's youngest captain in the Premier League. I think who scored, who do all the stats, I think he's the highest rated English centre half.
Yeah, he's one of the most.
On who scored. He's been absolutely consistent this season.
Yeah, consistency, yeah.
Yeah, he's brilliant. And for me, he's had a better season than Gary Cahill, who's barely got a game for Chelsea.
I feel as though it goes back to Rob's point before, though, because even though I agree with you on that, I feel as though what Southgate's looking for is somebody who's got experience on an international scale.
But if he's doing that, then it goes back to the Joe Hart thing. Why has he picked 3 inexperienced keepers who never... I think neither of them have played more than 10 times for England. I think Jack Butland's played the most. I think he's only had like 7 caps or something. So then he's picked, inexperienced goalkeepers. Even the rest of his back 4 other than likes of John Stones, he's not that experienced. Harry Maguire. Right, okay. He's hardly had any caps. Again, I've had both these players in here. I probably saw both those players out of themselves as well.
Yeah.
But that's not to say he shouldn't be in the squad.
No, yeah, I agree.
And he's played for all the youth levels at England. I think he's captained under 21s. As I say, he's the youngest captain in the Premier League with Newcastle.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Anyway, though, moving away from the football, how do I rate this group off the pitch? So just to recap, I know this has been a long podcast as we're coming to the 1 hour, 2 minute mark. I would say,
goodness,
double our normal length. We aim to keep these for about half an hour. All the others will be. It's just with this group in England.
Well, we'll say that now, but what happens.
But yeah, just to recap, we've had we started off with Tunisia and the Kefta.
Yeah.
Then we went to Panama and no, we didn't. We went to Belgium.
Went to Belgium
and the beers. And we went to Panama and the rum. And then we went to England and the Doomba.
Yes, I think the reason you may have forgot that is because of the amount of countries we've been to that have had an alcohol content.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel really bad saying that I've forgotten about the first choice of food from Tunisia, but...
Kefta.
Yeah, Kefta. I don't want to try and pronounce it and get it wrong and offend anybody, but...
So I've got a big Tunisian follow-up.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I'm not to try and intrude and start things off here. I feel as though Panama is the one that shocked us the most because I don't do spirit.
In a good or bad way?
In a good way, because spirit-wise, I generally avoid them like fire. Like, that's one of my analogies in for the podcast there, but generally avoid spirits like fire.
Well, avoid that like fire. Less an analogy, more common sense, I would say.
But again, I wasn't expecting it to be the way it was. It was a very strong, sort of paint stripper kind of smell. I thought this is going to kill us, and it went down so smoothly, and that gets the golden point for that. But to tie in, we've got Doombar, which was also amazing, and Belgium. Now, I would go Belgium for taste.
Actually, do you know what we've got to do?
What did we forget to do?
Do you have a Belgian? Your wild card choice?
Oh my God, we did forget to do wild card choice.
So, as a shock development, we have forgot to try Here's the for alcohol.
Can I say it?
Billy's
apple flapping.
Apple flapping.
Apple flapping, the best word
So
of the day.
we'll now try the apple flapping now, and then we'll read all the dishes afterwards.
Brief pause as we try the flapping.
So we've just rather belatedly tried the apple flapping of Belgium. Yes. It was, I've got to say, it was absolutely lovely. I really enjoyed it. What did you make of the apple flapping, Rob?
Well, I can't believe I forgot it, lovingly made by Billy's partner, Catherine. Big shout out, Catherine.
Yeah, thank you, Catherine.
And obviously forgot about because we're a group of blokes and we're useless.
And we've been drinking.
That apple flapping nearly made us swear, which if I had to call that in the recording, would it be a straight demonetisation on YouTube and an inappropriate flag. But it was fantastic. I mean, Belgium are obviously known for desserts and pastries and chocolate and things like that. And that apple flapping was it was the perfect amount of sweet and I'm not a fan of apple pie and things like that. I'm very awkward when it comes to that. And so that was just the crust, the as it's hard to pronounce in the internet, the buttery flaky crust. Yes. I got that in one. Was lovely. And the apple and raisins, that kind of mix, and it was just sort of sugar sprinkled on. I mean, wow.
Yeah. Billy, what were your thoughts on the apple flap?
In a way, I kind of find this quite hilarious because I can't believe I forgot about it. Especially because it's my wild card as well.
Yeah,
and I'm just slow with it. This is England's fault. I'm not gonna like.
To be honest, it's probably my fault for talking too much about England.
Well, you got us involved about it, which is made we forget about it. But at the same time, I think it's great that this dessert at the very end is hardly in a wild card in not only the food side of things but also the podcast.
In a way, this is our just desserts for just having so much alcohol. We've forgot about one of the most important aspects of one of the countries.
Although it's kind of screwed up my list now, and I feel as though that's courtesy of the fact that we've been drinking it also.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to put this above or below Panama or above or below my top choice.
So what is your top choice, Billy?
Well, my top choice was going to be shit. Language, I do apologise.
Look at that. Yeah.
We've got so far
in. We got an hour in and you couldn't hold yourself.
I couldn't help myself, I'm sorry.
I do apologise for any listeners who were offended there by Bill Dog's comments.
Of course, Billy is a guest and he doesn't reflect the views of the show.
Yeah, purely Banter podcast would not be associated with such language.
But apple flapping does that to a man.
Yes, excuse me, Belgium. So I reckon I would probably put Belgium at the top based on the joint amount of flavours. Like their beer that we've just had before, especially the Brun, was such a extravagant number of flavours just kicking around in your mouth, and then to mix it with apple flapping right at the end, kind of knocks.
Just kicking around in your mouth.
Kicking around in your mouth, yeah.
I'm glad you don't review restaurants, the flavours kicking around in your mouth.
But I feel as though Belgium rather, especially with that dessert at the end, knocked England off the top spot for us for the Doom Ball, even though I'm a big ale fan. Panama would come in at a very tight third. I'm going to use the word tight in there because...
So you're going to Belgium, England...
Then Panama.
Belgium, England on the pitch, Belgium, England off the pitch.
Oh, well, both. Both.
Oh,
absolutely.
What about you, Rob?
I've got to say the same. That apple flapping at the end, that really sealed the deal, I've got to say. Yeah. England and Doombar, well, I'm a fan of Doombar. Of course, who couldn't be? You can't try it and not say you're a fan of it. And if you're, then I don't know what's happening. But apple flapping, wow.
Now I've got to say, before I tried that apple flapping, I actually had Belgium in third.
Wow.
My list was Panama with the rum, Doombar, England Doombar, and I had the Belgian beers in third. Although I'm a big fan of Belgian beers.
Yes.
I didn't think the three particularly tried.
Showcase the strength of
Belgian beers. Outweighed the Panamanian rum or Doombar of England. But I've got to say, I haven't tried the apple flapping. I say it definitely moves Belgium up above England for me. In the second place, but I think I still keep Panama at number one. But I think it looks like we've got a sort of, well, for group view, the generic view, I think is Belgium, England on the pitch, Belgium, England off the pitch. That's the top two.
Couldn't agree more.
That seems to be the decision. And so that brings us to the end nicely, where as mentioned there on the previous podcast, we're now putting our podcasts up on YouTube.
Yes.
And sharing links on our Facebook and Twitter pages as always. Our Twitter handle @PurelyPodcast. Please follow us, like, share everything.
Yes.
And retweet whatever it is you do on Twitter.
Whatever those things are that get you popular and get you those views.
Yeah, please
Maybe
do.
if we get like a topless Billy or something, I'll get with those views.
And if you've got any comments, suggestions, anything you'd like to hear us talk about, maybe any suggestions for foods, drinks you'd like to see us try from countries, please feel free to tweet us.
Or if there's anything you'd like to see we mispronounce.
And if
you'd like to do that.
I'm sure we'd manage that.
And I suppose if you'd like to see a topless Billy as the tag and that'll get trending, then I'm game for that.
Hashtag topless Billy, yeah.
Hashtag topless Bill.
And so join us for our next group stage preview, anyway, which will be Group B, featuring Morocco, Iran, Portugal and Spain, where I'll be whipping up a nice tagine.
Ooh.
On Saturday you've got that to look forward to.
Tom's wonderful cooking.
Nice tagine in the slow cooker, I think that's going to be. So that's one to look forward to. That's next time out. So thank you for listening. I know we apologise. This has been an extra long podcast as we get into the 1 hour 12-minute mark now. Again, we're sorry if you're still listening. I don't know why, but thank you.
Maybe you've had a long bus journey. Maybe you're waiting for a wall to dry. You've just painted it. Who knows? But you've listened to it. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Eat some food if you've just listened to it and you've made you hungry. Try flapping. It's very good.
Try it with flapping. And until next time, cheerio.